So this video is on the topic of wanting to change the world. How does that fit in with, you could say, new age, non-dualistic, spiritual, mystical insights about, or however you come to this perspective, about maybe the fact that everything is perfect as it is, that everything is meant to be as it is, that everything is meaningless, maybe nihilism. And how do you go about these efforts to change the world from a perspective that isn't like, oh, things are terrible as they are, we need to do this so that the world can be better, things are imperfect, we need to make it perfect. How do you continue to go about these ways of being, these psychological patterns? And one of the first things is that this instinct that some people have doesn't really usually come from a logical place. It doesn't come from a delusion in their higher spiritual self. You could be awakened to the fact that reality is completely perfect, that there's an infinite universal field of consciousness that imagines everything in absolute perfection, that there are no mistakes in God's infinite mind, however you want to phrase it, whether it's a spiritual insight, you had a direct experience, whether it's your nihilistic philosophy, whatever perspective you have that is contradicting, you can realize that actually, while this human body and mind still has its instincts that it's going about, I might have, don't get too caught in these lofty ideas. You can have some mystical insight through meditation, through psychedelics, and suddenly start to think about all this, but you're still eating your food, you're still going to sleep. There are just things that humans do, and oftentimes you can get caught up in that. I think it's really important, if you have some kind of life mission, some kind of purpose, something you're engaged in, to not come at this from a place of you see so much pain, you see so much hurt, or you see some systems that you want to change, and you feel a need to fix it, that you think, I'll be happy, I can rest when the world is changed, when the world is different, when this injustice is over, when this ecology and environment is saved. And ultimately, I mean, look at Joseph Campbell, look at the hero's journey. So, okay, before we jump into that, if you are coming at it from that perspective, from this like fear-based, we will be happy, we will be liberated, we will be free, things will be good, on the other side of that, that is a lower paradigm sort of motivation that when you have this spiritual insight can dissolve. And that's where I think the problem comes. And that's what I've experienced for myself. If your motivation to make some impact on the world is driven from that kind of thinking, then yes, it will dissolve when you have some kind of spiritual experience, spiritual insight. It will be questioned, and kind of rightfully so, because everything is perfect as it is. Every struggle, all the suffering in the infinite mind of the universe is as exactly as it's meant to be. The idea that there could be a problem and imperfection within this infinite field of consciousness doesn't even actually register when you realize what's actually going on here. So what's another way to think about these things? Well, you have Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. So you have the hero's journey, and we're going to go into what the hero's journey is at a surface level, but what's really going on here. And so let's say you have some mission to make some impact on the world. The hero's journey, if you're not familiar, Joseph Campbell was a Jungian psychologist. It follows this archetypal journey. Archetypal. I used to think it was archetypical, but it's archetypal. Archetype. Archetypal journey. You look at something like Star Wars. Why is that so popular? Why does it resonate? And not just that, but pretty much every fictional movie. It's because it follows these archetypes of the hero's journey. If you want to go look up the hero's journey and the Star Wars example, that'll give you a good understanding. But on a surface level, it seems like the point of these things is to get a certain outcome. It was to like get to like kill Darth Vader and like save the universe. And of course that's part of it. But the point of the hero's journey is that we engage in these processes as an alchemizing process of our inner mind, of our inner spirit. And the idea of the hero's journey is that you get this holy grail at the end of the journey. And the hero, as soon as he or she gets the holy grail, realizes that that was actually not the point. It was who he or she became along the way. the Holy Grail is actually somewhat meaningless. Yeah, it's great if they save the world, if it's the actual Grail, whatever like trophy you get for killing a dragon. You realize it's pretty meaningless. It's pretty much just a symbol. And the point of the hero's journey, the reason as an archetype that it resonates with us, is because of who the character became along the way. So if you find yourself automatically, your mind and body are being called towards some kind of mission, some type of, I'm going to fix the world, it can actually be more helpful to not have this kind of lower perspective and to just hold the perspective that, okay, consciousness is here. Consciousness has manifested this being, this ego, this mind and body in this world. Whatever's going on, I'm here. I'm being called towards this thing. I'm going to try very hard to make this actual impact on the world, but actually everything is perfect as it is. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And the reason that I'm perceiving this problem, and obviously don't make everything just about yourself, but because you can't take these higher metaphysical truths and apply them to a lower dimension. But the reason I'm experiencing this, I'm interacting with the situation in this way, is because of the alchemizing process, alchemy of the soul, the journey that will happen from going through that process, who I will become from doing that. If the universe was able to just, if let's say you just happen to maybe just hold for a second, let go of your ideas and think, maybe the universe is this infinite field of unlimited consciousness, unlimited meaning there are no limitations. It can manifest any which way. Maybe the reason that it's not just this perfect world where everything works together in absolute harmony, where all the animals out here just drink water and don't have to eat each other, and everyone is just at peace completely, is because there's a certain element of growth, of experiencing consciousness at the deepest level that comes from engaging in struggle. And actually, even if things are not real in a certain sense, it's actually the most real thing. That is not grammatically correct. It made no sense. That sounds so stupid. But yeah, even if things are not like real in this, like, there's actually this thing needs to be solved, it's all this actually needs to happen, it's like it can be very derealizing when you realize that it might all just kind of be a bit of an illusion. But just because it's not real at this lower level, it doesn't mean that it's just because it's less tangible doesn't mean it's less real. So that's the video. We're gonna end it here. Just something I've been thinking about, that I've gone through a process of kind of reconceptualizing throughout my life, and kind of like for me, I want to protect the environment, transform our food system, and I've gone through periods where I question, like, do I really care about that? Like, it's not like, is it really my place as a human? Like, do I really want to like go change the world? Like, where is that coming from? Is that something I feel like I should want? Is that something I really want? And ultimately, this is kind of where it's a mix of everything. And this is like a perspective that really helped me understand. And yeah, so that's another thing. Don't feel like a sense of duty that you have to do something. But if your heartstrings are being pulled, if you feel like you want to do something, that's great. That's beautiful. Go act on that. Go do the thing. You'll find great meaning in that. And yeah, I think I'm just going to end it here. Could keep rambling on, but that's the video. Peace.